When you write, your tone influences how readers respond. With Grammarly, just highlight your text and type how you want to sound. Get your message right every time.
Hey all, I am getting some stuff kind of brought up on the computer here, and I will be live shortly. All right, guys. Hello, hello. It is moi. And also, I'm wearing my I'd Wrap That in Bacon shirt. Y'all are welcome. Yeah, Becky's already acting a fool today. It's a great time. I hope you guys are doing awesome this evening. I am so sorry about the lateness of our stream. Oh, I forgot to turn the corgi light on. It's Cody and I's anniversary, so I was thinking we were gonna go out tonight. This is my dinner, by the way. It's chips. No, not really. I'm cooking later, but hello, Madison. Yeah, we were gonna go out to eat, but he's still not feeling okay. He got some sort of I think what happened is fatigue caught up with him because he's been pushing himself so much. Hello, Libby. So he's pushed himself too much, and you guys know how it is. You just push yourself and you don't pay attention to your body, and so it just crashed. So that's pretty much what. And I told him he needs to slow down, but does he listen? No, it's a man thing, I swear. Anyway, so we don't have a very big mailbag tonight. It's literally just one model, but it's one of the time pays that I received the other day. But he's also going to be kind of like our guinea pig, because I was just going to kind of talk to you guys, because Madison, I'm going to bring up our conversation that we had, but she was asking some really good questions about model live show prep and stuff for this certain show, and I figured we'd kind of go over just what I do and whatnot. You know me, I think of something, and then, or I hear something, and then I think of all the other things, and so I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna go over that. So I apologize, but it was really good. It was a really good idea, and I was like, oh, heck yeah. So anyway, but yeah, he's gonna be our guinea pig, which I put in somewhere. There we go. But I was also going to go over Breyer news, because we've got some Breyer drops actually for the first time in a while. I'm gonna see if I can get my Gmail up here right quick, and I'll show you guys kind of what I'm talking about. They released the models for the Hoofbeats and Maple Treats event. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Nope. Wrong account. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. Maybe. If I can get into my Gmail here. Aha. There it is. But yeah, so the Hoofbeats and Maple Treats deal is going to be pretty interesting, y'all. Ooh, I got a comment. Let me see if I can find Breyer. Oh, poopy. Oh my gosh, I hate what they do with some of this stuff. Inbox. No, not important. Gotta filter this again. Anyway, how's y'all's week going? How's everybody doing? Everybody ready for another weekend? I was over it, y'all. I'm for real. It was kind of a long week, really. I was definitely ready for it to be over with. Oh, I'm so sorry, this is taking forever. But they released the Hoofbeats and Maple Treats models, and I'll show those to you guys. Here's my wonderful, so this is from the Breyer Horse Collectors website. They released, I want to say this is Legacy on the Bristol mold. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Girl, same. I'm telling you, we get a new boss on Monday, and we haven't had a proper boss in since I started, and I've been working there for 5 years, so I don't know. But yeah, this is Legacy on the Bristol mold. And then this little guy down here is, I can't remember. I was trying to see if somebody had named him. I remember he was one of those that they featured. Does anybody remember his name? Because I cannot for the life of me. It's something interesting. I'm trying to look it up here. But yeah, this one's Legacy for sure, but I cannot remember the other little guys. But anyway, kind of exciting. I kind of like the traditional more, in my opinion, than I do the stablemate. The stablemate to me is not very colorful, but I understand the horse that they used he's a chestnut, so he's this guy, and he's probably not going to be as detailed, but to me they could use more detail on him, especially for how much they're going to charge for him. I'm trying to see if I can find any more, but this is Legacy. I'm trying to see if somebody named him. Anyway, so yeah, they released those. It's a funky name. I can't remember. But I was trying to find the next. Give me a second, y'all. Found him. Okay, so the next, which it's gonna hurt the Bristol people this year, because they not only released Legacy, but they also released, I want to say it's Iquitos, and he's part of the Wild Animal series, and this is probably my all-time favorite of all of the wild animals, just because I love the paint job on this guy. And I'm not a decorator fan, guys, you know me. I'm not, but I absolutely love him. So he is pretty much based off of poison dart frogs, after the Peruvian city that is often referred to as Peru's getaway to the Amazon, and it's one of the areas where the beautiful specimens can be found. Poison dart frog, yeah. So if you guys remember those little colorful little dudes, let me see if I can try to get a better picture of him for y'all. Oh, yay. No. Anyway, so, but yeah, he's a $200. So I did enter for him, but hopefully, if I do get picked, I might have some buyers for him. I really want him, but at the time I was like, yeah, I got the money, and now you know how things go. So we'll see. And I can probably sell some horses too, hopefully. But, oh, there he is. So yeah, he's a cool dude. I'm really excited to see what he looks like in person. Just because, they don't have a full body shot of him. Maybe they do. Yeah, here he is. My internet's being kind of slow, guys. We're trying to work on it, but you know how some crap goes. But yeah, I absolutely love the yellow stripes. I love how slick he looks, glossy. Yeah, he is glossy. Look at him, and he's just bright. He's a rainbow. Just absolutely gorgeous. Super excited to see this guy in hand for me or somebody. And I do like the Bristol mold anyway. I don't conga it, no. But you know, I had Voyeur, and I have Hoopla and whatever. But he's just pretty. I think I love the colors they did. I think they did a really good job on him. And he definitely looks like the frog. No, I don't want to sign up for newsletters. I'm already there. But yeah, he does look like the frog. So kind of excited to see what this guy looks like. And I'm trying to think. I think that's all that I have seen as far as Breyer news. And we might not be able to get to Stray tonight. I'm not sure. I just wanted to pop in here right quick and talk to y'all. Some more announcements too. So next weekend we're not gonna. We might Becky, sister. Next weekend I'll try to go live. It just kind of depends on what time I get home or to mom and dad's. But what I might do is I might go live like 8 o'clock or something. And I want to go over my childhood collection with you guys and see what y'all think about it. But it'd be just on my phone. It won't be on a computer or anything. So, but let's see. I'm trying to think of what else. Weekend after next should be good. We might go over more, you know, something. I had a schedule and I completely. You guys can tell it. It's kind of been a rough day today. I'm trying to see what our schedule was. But, okay, so, yeah, so live show talk, prep, and discussion pretty much is kind of what we were going to do on the 19th. And then the 26th, I'll not be live, but I'll be doing videos because Mom and I are going to be headed to Kansas and we get to see everybody. And I'll do my best to try to get some footage of that. So Madison, I'm going to be getting you, if like, you got to get all those Nan cards because I'm going to be featuring you, girl. You'll be like the star of the show. But yeah, it's going to be insane. I was telling Madison the other day about how many horses we've got in each class, and that's one of the things I was going to talk to you guys about today is, you know, like record keeping and stuff. I know you guys probably have your own thing, but hello, Jacqueline. But I'll show you guys what I do, and you guys can take off with it, whatever you want to do. But I was talking with Madison about how many horses I've got in the stock show division, and she was just like, "Oh, good Lord, girl," and I was like, "I know." She's like, "Godspeed," and I was like, "Yes, somebody take the wheel," because woo. But anyway, so that's gonna be pretty much it. I was going to talk to you guys about. I was actually talking to Ashley, so do not forget that. I'm just referring to our last deal. Sorry. Let me see if I can get it over here. Ooh, there we go. So I'm not making it a giant thing or anything, but do not forget that I do have a gaming channel. And probably what's going to happen for the entire month of October, I was actually talking to Ashley. She wants to help or to co-op some games or, play some games together. So I was thinking what we might do is either on this channel, I'm not sure. It's not a gaming channel, so that's the only problem here. On my gaming channel, I've got to kind of switch some stuff over and make sure it's the right account and everything. But if you guys are cool with it, let me know in the chat. We might be doing some spooky games on like Saturday nights or something if I don't have anything going on. I'm talking with her about it. She's got some stuff going on, but if we can, I'll definitely do it. If you guys want to, but you guys have to go to my gaming channel. Go ahead and subscribe now. If you can, I would love it. And we will go from there. So if you all are cool with it, let me know in the chats. Give me some thumbs up or say, yes, I'm ready or whatever, because I need to know, because I won't do it if y'all don't want. Because I know, and like it'll be on the other, as Jacqueline said last time, yes, I'll definitely remind you, girlfriend, I will. But Jacqueline said last time she's going to be like, hey, real stuff now, because there is profanity and horror and stuff. So she's like, hell yeah, like normal talk. I'm like, yes. So, but yeah, that's definitely we're thinking about it because there's a game that we want to try. There is another game that I want to do that's actually pretty good story-wise. It's just spooky. So, I might try it on this one. I don't know yet. But anyway, another announcement is going to be our October photo show. This time, everybody voted. I'm just announcing it to y'all. Everybody voted and voted on a all mini photo show. So we're going to have 3 divisions, and they're going to be, the customs, artist resin, and original finish. Heck yeah, that'd be awesome, Madison. It'll probably be like, just, you guys let me know what works for you. We can do another Friday or something. and we might forego, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Definitely like, you know, a weekend day or a Friday night or something. Definitely on this channel though, we will be playing a spooky game that's about 2 hours long or so on this channel. But I was just thinking if you guys are spooky season nuts like me, Becky? Ugh. If you guys are spooky season nuts like I am, I will definitely treat y'all because I love playing spooky games, and it's funny because thank you, Libby. Because me screaming my head off is funny. Because I did play this one dinosaur game and it was absolutely insane. And I've got clips. Actually, I don't know if I've got clips or not, but anyway, I'll upload a clip or two. I still have them of me crapping myself because of this dinosaur that you would look away and it would approach you, and then you'd look at it and it would stop. And it's crazy. But anyway, it was like a dinosaur-based game. But anyway, so that's the plan. Anyway, we're gonna have another show. I'm gonna be judging, Madison's gonna be judging, and we're going to introduce one of our new judges. She's going to take the custom section. Jacqueline, everybody, yay, Jacqueline, hello, thank you, ma'am. So it's gonna be us three against the world, but everybody voted and they wanted a mini photo show. So Becky, they wanted a mini photo show. So I'm super excited, but it's going to be a lot of work. And I was going to show you guys, I don't have much. I started working on and checking with everybody kind of what would work for awards. So we're probably going to go with kind of the same awards that we did last time. But I've gotten more like door prize material. I'm going to show you guys my entire door prize bucket for future shows. This is my door prize bucket. I got French fries at the Watermelon Festival in like first part of August, second weekend of August. This is what fries came in, and I'm super excited because it got a little handle. Look at it. But yeah, this is full to the brim. I just dropped my skeleton, but full to the brim of like all sorts of just random. I dropped another thing. See, it's full. Door prize stuff. So, and yeah, not the flower. The flower is just, you know, decorative. But anyway, so yeah, I've got all sorts of stuff from past shows. There's confetti. This isn't a door prize, but that's just in there. I've got a blanket too. Random little stuff, baubles, whatever. Yeah, and there's a lot of like rocks and stuff in here. Like this, you know, this is, I think it's green fluorite, something like that. You guys know my rocks. But also, a lot of people reached out and said they absolutely loved the little Highland cows that I got. So I decided, I found these at Dollar General, and they are little resin or little, oh my goodness, I have a pair of scissors right in front of me. They're little resin pumpkins, or little plastic pumpkins. Like they're just, I don't know if you guys can see them very well, but look at them. They're so cute. And I like clear things. They look like gummy candies. I don't know why. But, so, yeah, I got some of those. And then I've got also 2 bags. I took whatever they had left. Because, you know, in normal marketing fashion, all of the stores are starting to yeet all of their fall stuff, even though it's just the beginning of fall. I'm gonna rant here, guys. Welcome to my TED Talk. And starting incorporating their Christmas crap. So we're gonna have 3 deals of Christmas crap. But anyway, so I got these little leaves. I love Christmas, guys. Don't get me wrong, but I love fall more. So, but so I got these little leaves. They come in like all sorts of. So just like they call it confetti, but just like little stuff, you know, that little doodads or whatever that I can put into a little baggie or something with somebody's ribbons. So I thought that was pretty neat. I would probably freak out if somebody did that for me. So I thought, you know what? I think they'd like that. I've got to find a baggie. Hold on. Because I done opened everything. So yeah, there's that. I was thinking, I've got some other things too in my Amazon cart. God bless my Amazon cart. It's full to the brim right now with crap. But I've got stickers. I'm not going to do the little, I had like little resin thingies, but since I found them, I'm not going to do those. But I did have stickers because everybody loved their stickers. So, I'm going to go ahead and rip this bad boy open too and just mix them. Oh, no, never mind, guys. I'm sorry. I got 2 deals of pumpkins and not 2 deals of leaves. Thought I got 2 deals of leaves. But anyway, so, that is it for, and I did reach out to all of the award people that I got awards from last time. So yeah, here's the goodie bag full of random crap. So, but so I reached out to all my award people. They will, or they can do Halloween stuff. Becky, I'm gonna fight you. Thank you. But yeah, they can do Halloween stuff, especially my top 5 lady that did all the awards for the top 5 people. She said she can do any shape. So I'm super excited. I'm going to work with her, kind of figure out what we want to do, and just make it Halloween. So I wanted to call it the Halloweenkies show, but it's not. It's just the Hallow Mini show. But I'll feature it if you guys are following me on the general info page. I'm going to be sneak peeking the name of the show and the opening, and then so that way I can get a feel of who all wants to. I know, right? But so that way, you know, everybody is kind of I know it's like the 5th day of September, and I feel bad because I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go for the next one, like, yeah. And I'm like, we got an entire month, but, you know, I can't help myself. Sometimes I get bored at work. Nobody say anything, but anyway. So yeah, I'm going to just kind of tease it so people will know the dates and everything. But yes, so thank you guys for all your support on that deal too, of just the advice or judging or whatever. You guys are amazing. And yeah, just keep it up because you guys give me life. But anyway, let's move on to what I was talking about earlier, live show prep. So some of this is going to be featured on online on the computer, and then I gotta locate my stuff though, so give me a second. I gotta leave greens for this guy too, by the way, that I got this horse from. Okay. So I'm going to zoom out of this quite a bit. And sorry guys, I'm probably going to be lagging a little bit. The internet's been kind of crap lately. So Cody got it working, but it's been slow. So I don't know. But anyway. Okay. Alrighty, so we're going to talk about briefly, I say briefly, but it's probably going to be like forever, about kind of some live show prep that I do. Now, you guys don't necessarily have to. This is just what I do. You guys don't necessarily have to do what I do, but it's just, for me, I'm organized chaos, kind of. So, I tend to, if I get bored, you know, I start working on stuff and trying to get, and then it just kind of turns into a thing from there, like this whole system that I've got here, which I've got to make sure I've got all my stuff. Okay, give me 1 second. Hold on. I'm going to BRB this baby. There we go. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Bubba. I ran over Chip. I'm sorry. It's okay. Are you okay? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. You're okay. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you're all right, Bubba. Come here. Oh, my goodness. I can kiss it for you if you want. He's like, no, you ran me over. Ew. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, my goodness. Come here, big boy. Oh, my goodness. He's like, I'm tired of being a little boy. I'm a big boy. Oh, you're so long, dude. Okay. There. Here's Chip, guys. I ran him over by accident. His little foot. So he's kind of upset right now, the poor baby. But everybody say hi. He's Chippies. Hi, Chippies. You want me to put you down? You done with me? You want Chip? You don't like chips? Yeah. Poor little boy. Poor little boy. You're okay. Is your foot okay? I know. Oh my goodness. He's like, I'm done with you, Mom. I'm done with you. Okay. Go on. Yeah. Okay. Get out of the way so I don't run you over again. Okay. I had to... Sorry, y'all, if that was, like, loud. I hit his foot by accident with my chair. No, he's like, Mom. He's, like, sucking up. Yeah. Poor baby. Jacqueline says hi. She does. He's like, okay. Still, he's feeling bad. He's like, I'm sorry. Aw, thanks. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's just a little, sometimes, pardon my French, he's a little titty baby. He got an injury when he was younger a long time ago. I don't know if I told you guys that, but I felt really bad. So I kind of boo-booed him a little bit. And so now he's just like a little baby. He's like, Mom. And like you just like pinch him just a little bit. And he's like, ah, I'm dying. So, but he's a good boy. He is the inspiration behind the logo and everything like that. So, anyway, where was I at? Oh my goodness. Okay, I had to reconvene my thoughts here. So live show prep is always, like I said, if you guys know this, then, you know, there you go. But if you do not, I'm like scatterbrained all over the place. Oh, come on. There we go. So the first thing that I do is kind of figure out where the heck it's at. We talked about this with the Indian Nations live show. But Madison's way better at this as far as other shows. I've never shown ones with exhibitor numbers. So these are going to be just for shows that don't have exhibitor numbers, which I don't know very many. I don't know very many of them. But this show does not require them. But it does have a different card system than what INL did. So, trying to think. I don't have my cards with me. I'll just fill one out for you guys. But so Mid-Kansas is in Rose Hill, which is about like 2 hours from my mom and dad. So probably what we're gonna do is we're gonna head up. I'm gonna head up to mom and dad. I think Chip's gonna go with me. Which they're in Ponca City, which is northern Oklahoma. And then that's about 2 hours from there. So we go through like Wichita, and we go through and hit up the antique mall and stuff like that. Madison, if you get a chance, there is an antique mall. It's actually the one with Gay's booth. You might have been there. I think you might have been there. That place is awesome. It is absolutely gorgeous. I actually found my dining room table cover, or you know what I'm talking about, like the tablecloth. Good Lord. I found it there. And then a bunch of other stuff I didn't need, but you know, such as the antiquing thing. But I do love her. She's got a booth there with some Breyers in it, which you don't find Breyers very often in the wild, because I mean, I don't. I know a lot of people do, but yeah. But she's got an entire booth dedicated to it, and it's worth it 100%. So, and we've been there twice, because I think we've been to the one when we went to Mid-Kansas Live. We visited that. And then when we went to Mid-Kansas Live, and then Breyer Midwest, because we just kind of go straight through there. So, yes. Okay, so where's her sister store at? Is it in Tulsa, or is it still in Kansas? Because, yeah, I would love to go visit another one, too, because I absolutely love them. But anyway, so we'll head up there. We'll go out to eat, we get there. I'm going to try to get there before 5, or 5-ish, because she opens the show hall at 5. if you've got a show to where you can go in and you can set up the day before, do it. Especially me, or if you're like me and you have a lot of horses, then I'm comforting Chip down here still. Then you're gonna need it, because I don't have just one table. I have like 3. So anyway, I definitely recommend getting set up the day before, just so you're prepped and you're not absolutely losing your mind like I would, or if you're, you're not the day of trying to run around, unless you've got, one table. So, and then, what is it? Because Madison's better than me. She's got one table. She had one table in INL, but I had like 5, and it was madness. So, thank God she was there to help me out. But, yeah, so it's probably, if you've got more horses that you intend to show, definitely set up the day before. That's just my opinion, though, because I'm Max Chaos, and if I do not have a plan, I will lose it. But anyway, so I do recommend, find out all you can about the show, locate all of the info. I'm just gonna go here to scenes. So this is Mid Kansas Live. This is the page. She has got all of her rules here, and then on the side, my next suggestion would be find all of the rules. There we go, rules for Mid Kansas. So this breaks down all everything that you need to know about what's going to go on at the show. And she's also got stuff like, hey, no dogs, please clean up after yourself, checklist show holder, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. The difference between this and INL for us is going to be the card system. I say the card system, the way that you label your cards. So she says that, of course, we've got the 3x5 notebook card system, or the index card system, but instead of putting your name, or putting the horse's name, breed, and your name on the front, which is I think what we do for INL, you do horse's breed and gender on one side, and then your name and the horse's name on the other. She's cool with putting initials. I put my full name on there on the back, but and I think what you do, Madison, when you put that card on the table, is you put it with the breed and the gender. You put the breed and the gender facing up to where the judge can see it, so they don't see your name. Okay. Yeah, I think the one on Kellogg's, yeah, that's the one that we went to. Yeah, that thing is huge. It blew my mind how big that store was. And Mom and I still weren't finished with it before we left. And I think the second time we went around, we still weren't finished. So, but yeah, it's an impressive store, and you don't find very many of those. There used to be one in Stillwater. Yeah, it's relatively easy. It's just, for some reason, that card, the way you label your cards is, like, the way that we labeled our cards for this thing is a little difficult for me. I don't know why. I guess it's just because I've been showing at INL for years, and then I do this one and I'm like, whoop. But that's okay. So you are limited to 4 models, of course, 2 models per shower in performance. You can do buy-ins, which I don't think I'm going to, but I know for a fact I've got another horse coming in that if I do not put him in a different stock horse class, or show him as a quarter pony or something, I'm gonna have to put my dollar up there because I'm gonna have too many quarter horses. But anyway, and then of course, as is everything, the first and seconds go up for the champion drive. But this show is a little different too, because she breaks up customs and artist resins. So customs show in their own division, and artist resins show in their own division as well. And she also has a mini China class. She's got fun classes. She also has some other stuff that for their club and everything. But so yeah, it's a pretty good. I'm excited. It's a pretty good show. So this is the first thing that I did is kind of check out the show, the rules. I start making a class list before I do anything as far as sending my entries in. But she likes check or cash or money order. Nope, check or money order. She likes that. So, but yeah, super simple entry form. I sent it in, after I got my class list built up and everything, and then we just went from there. Yes, I do too. I really like it when they do that, because then your really awesome custom that would do good anywhere else, if they're shown against an artist resin that's way better than it. I mean, granted, we've had some customs. I know of some customs that have beaten artist resins. It happens, but there are some artist resins that you just cannot beat. But they deserve. I like shows where they have their own place, if that makes any sense. And that's why we split the mini show coming up in October between customs and artist resins, because there's some phenomenal customs and then there's some phenomenal artist resins, and sometimes it's hard to beat one or the other because of how awesome they are. But anywho, I digress. But yeah, so I do like that they do split that. And she does like grand champion overall and reserve grand champion overall, which I thought that's awesome. I love it, because coming from the show cattle deal, that's what we do anyway. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. It's definitely difficult to compete against those. So go from there. I start building my class list and picking horses that I want to take. I'm probably, I should not do this, but I do store all of my horses and they stay stored for a while because I don't have any place to put them. But, I have learned over the years that there are certain things you do not store them in, especially customs. And so I've gotten a lot of muslin. My mother-in-law made some pony pouches with muslin lining. So most of my horses are stored, but they're stored correctly and in room temperature rooms, to where they cannot get hot. So, at least, I've got that kind of, so like I said, the second thing I start doing, or the next thing that I start doing, is I start setting up my class list, and you guys can see my chaos here. I like the sheet system just because it's easy for me to add and subtract horses on here. I break it into, you start looking at the class list and everything. We're just going to go to original finish, for example. You start with the class list and you just kind of start breaking down from there. But I have to break it down because I'm a visual person. I've got to break it down between, I've got to put that champion in there because that, is the end of a division and then the next division and all of that stuff. So, I also keep this updated for horses that I do have currently or will be getting if I can get them in time for the show. If you noticed here, like, this is the guy we just got in. He's marked here because he came in and he has been tagged, but like I said, he's going to be an example for today. So he's going to get untagged. But this is just a reminder to myself that he's not here yet, but he is, so I'll have to change that. These, I kind of went through them and I'm going to start selling some. Just because, like I said, I've got too many quarter horses. So, I'm going to start maybe thinking about selling or trading some, for different types of stock horses or something different. But yeah, I like my system just because it's easier for me to follow. But how I do it is I do, obviously class numbers over here, the class name, the common name. So you guys can see, like, I've got a Sierra Rose, I've got a Polaris, I've got a Zane, a Peter Stone. Sometimes I put, who I got them from, because that's helping me remember. And then, can kind of grow from here. Mostly common names. And then I have their name here because it helps me keep track of what I named them, because I've got a lot of horses that I had to name. And most of my names are either, and Madison can attest to this, but most of my names are either going to be something that I I got from a song. I've got Greek god names in here, like Hermes. This is from a song, part of a song. This is, I think, a god name again. This is another god name. I don't know where the heck this one came from. This one's from a show. You name it. Like, this is, I can't remember where this is from. This is the name of like some sort of gamer thing. So anywho, this one, thank you to Madison. She named him, or helped me name him. But yeah, some of them are from, like Lord of the Rings or whatever. So it just kind of depend. But I've got down here in the bottom, I've got it broken down between custom, traditional, artist resin. I got the Clinkies. I got one Clinky, and then OF minis, and then custom minis, which that's going to be absolute whoo-wee. Look at that draft division, guys. So anyway, and then, you guys can see my amazing stock horse division. There are 4 and the quarter horses. It's going to be great. And then 4 in the paints. Can't forget about them. But anyway, so that is my next, that was my next thing that I'd start doing. Then the next order of business, I should say, is I start making class lists. Then I'll send my entry in. And then from there, I start making my cards. So we'll go back to me. Hi. So this is my newbie. This is my new guy. So I did have the, hold on, give me a second. Okay, we're gonna take that off. I start by going through my horses, period, class list, everything. If I need to make a new class list, I will. Most of the time I just swap those 2 shows out because they're the only ones that I've gone to so far. But then I'll start, going through my horses and everything like that, kind of seeing who I want to take. And the next order of business would be to start working on my cards and then tagging these guys. But I wanted to show you, this is a glossy Superstitious. I got him from Greg. I cannot remember his name, but he was very awesome to work with, did the time pay thing. I did have a matte version of him, but I liked the glossy so much better than I did, obviously. I'm a glossy gal, so I did that. Okay, that still works. So, these are your 3x5 note cards. What I do, not all shows are like this. I know Madison can vouch for me. I think TOC, you don't have to have index cards, but just correct me if I'm wrong, because I think you just have your individual little tags, these guys. And we'll talk about that in a minute, right? But definitely correct me if I'm wrong. At these 2 shows that we go to, INL and the Mid-Kansas Live, they have a note card system. So I just get regular Walmart 3x5 index cards, which are really good to base off of awards for the show, because I've been like, oh, 3x5, I can do that. Okay, yeah, so according to, Madison, she did not need a note card at TOC, or Tournament of Champions in Texas. There's probably a lot more that don't do it, but like I said, these 2 do. So what I do is, like I said, I start labeling them. So I'm going to go to, let me see if I can add. Oh my goodness. All right, give me a second, guys. Oh, bye, Jacqueline. Thank you so much, dear. I appreciate it. Give me a second, guys. Oh my goodness. There we go. Add existing. Bam. Oh my. You guys get to see me for like super big for like 5 seconds. Hold on. This is what happens when you're trying to do multiple things at once. Yeah, you guys get to see like my close-up of... Ugh. Okay. Hi guys. So just that, so you can, just so you guys can see me and see what's going on. All right. So I'm gonna blow this up a little bit more so you guys can see. Okay. Let me know if you guys can see that okay. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go actually down to him. But I'm gonna take my 3x5 note card, and what I do is, because knowing my luck, it leaves you with some extra cards at the end if not everything makes it to the champion drive. But I make 2 cards because obviously you're gonna need. What they do is they take your card when you place that horse on the table. They take your card if he places. If he doesn't place, he doesn't get his card. You don't have to worry about it. I don't like it, but that's kind of what we have to deal with. I do like the method. Hello, Ash. Going over live show prep right now. I was actually talking to everybody about doing maybe more gaming and stuff during October. So, and I think everybody, I say everybody, I think we've got a lot of people that will definitely tune in if we can. So we might talk about that later. I don't think I can do it tonight, but we might definitely think about doing some co-op stuff during October for everybody. But anyway, I just do 2 just in case, because you never know. That's what I do like about the fact that some of those shows don't need the card. They don't have the card system, but and all they have to go off of is just your tag. But that's okay. It's an extra step, Becky, I swear, ma'am. But it's stuff to get used to. Oh no! Oh gosh! I hope everything's okay. Ooh, you'll have to tell me about it. So yeah, I do 2 cards. Okay. Whew. Whenever you say calving emergency, I'm like, oh gosh. But yeah, so I do 2 cards at a time and just put them, like, I've got a little thing that I put them all in. It's like a little envelope deal. And then that way it's stored. They're kind of broken into divisions and everything like that. So, but I do 2 card per horse. It is a lot, but it just kind of keeps me prepped. And the day before the show, I will set everything out, set all the cards with their horses, set all the reference stuff with their horses. And then I'm set and ready to go. And that way all I have to do is just grab a horse and go. Or 4 in the case of me being stupid during the stock show deal, or the stock horse deal. Anyway, so, anyway, we're going to go with Alorand here. And I'm going to go ahead and make his card. I wish that I had a camera that would like point down. Oh yeah. First calf heifer, I guess. Yeah, they definitely need all the help they can get, poor girls. I wish I had a deal to where you guys can see. But what we're going to do is we're going to go on his card, Gypsy Vanner, because I don't trust myself to spell that right. He is a gelding. So that's the system that they want to use is breed name and gender. And then on the back side, I do Alorand, and I'm going to do Jessica Walls. And there you go. But I make 2 of these, and that way you're ready and prepped and ready to go. I just like it that way, just because if I'm not prepped, I will literally just blank. And so, yeah, I don't want to do that. Not in the middle of that. So anyway, so after that, you got your cards ready, you store them away. Keep extra cards on hand. I have got like 40,000 different sets of cards just in case, because sometimes you can buy a new horse at the show and you can turn around and enter that guy. So it's good to have these on file. Also keep a lot of these around. I use Sharpies. Sometimes you can use pen. I think Sharpies are bolder, so I use Sharpies on everything. Well, mostly for these. Yeah, it stinks after a while, but it's okay. Just because, like I said, they're bolder, you can see them better, it stands out, and if you write clearly, then that judge doesn't have a... Yes, Alaran is the name. He is, his model name is actually Superstitious, but I named him Alaran, and I think that came from, there's like a fantasy name generator or something. Are you okay, Baba? Also, Aaron may not have accidentally run over Chip's foot, and I'm glad that you weren't there to witness it. But the poor guy, because I've forgotten he was down there, and I was like pushing back to go get my cards, and I felt really bad, and I cuddled him, and he got some camera time, and yeah, so he's been cuckooed a little bit. So now he's laying down here, and I'm like petting him every 5 seconds to make sure he's okay. Anyway, so yeah, make sure you keep a lot of these on file or on hand, and these. There are 2 different types that I use. Nope, that's not it. I'm trying to find, I have a fork in here. Okay. So I've got the blunt tip. I don't know if you guys can see that. I've got the pointed, it's like it's not a fine point. I've got the fine point, and I use those. I know, I felt really bad. I use those on cards. And then I've got the fine tip here. That's kind of like a pin. Ultra fine, and I use that to label these guys directions on to these guys. And like I said, they're bolder, they stand out a little bit better, but you guys use whatever you want. That's just what I do, and I like it because like I said, I'm a visual guy, I'm a visual person, I'm a visual gal. I gotta see it, like it's gotta speak loud, or you know. And if you're a judge, you've got a lot going on, so, you know, anything that can help them, you know, with anything that can help them move along and get things done faster, I'm all about it. Because I know that they be there a long time. So, anyway, the next thing, and I would also suggest getting like a storage ASMR. I would also suggest getting a storage thingy. Anyway, I would also suggest getting a storage thing. I got this from Hobby Lobby, so they've got a lot of storage containers there. I also, for risk of not running over my dog, I also got this for all of my other stuff. Yeah, so I am going to a show on the 27th of September. Madison and I are going. It's called Mid-Kansas Live up in Kansas. So I'll be going to Mom and Dad's like Friday or Thursday night, and then we'll head up. Mom and I are heading up that day. But this deal holds all of my cards, my aprons, because I've started to wear aprons now, like little crafty apron, and then like class lists, all sorts of stuff, just stuff that I need. And like some of the stuff, like my horses, some of them don't stand well, so I've got crocheted mats that they are in. So and then I've got all my brushes. It's good to keep a brush handy. Watch out, chickies, I don't want you to die. It's good to have these because you want to dust your horse off because you don't want them all dusty and gross looking. It's like brushing a show calf before you put him in the ring. So a good makeup brush will work too. They work really well. I've got 3 of them just because I keep misplacing them. So anyway, but I keep all my pins and my hang tags in this thing, and scissors, because you never know when you're gonna need scissors. But so Walmart sells these hang tag dealies. They're super cheap. They're cheap-ish. Grab them because they're very handy. and they're good to help identify your horse. Because if you've got about 6 Albarozos on the table, and Madison can vouch for me on this one at Breyer Fest, there was a bunch of Albarozos on the table. Being able to identify yours simply by, come on, Becky, focus on the toilet paper. Simply by, I've been having allergies all day, guys, I'm sorry. No, it's, yeah, your guys' open show. You'll be showing when I'm showing, I think. But, yeah, if you've got 40,000 Albarozos on the table, it's best to have something that'll help you identify which one's yours, because they all look alike. Some of them do. But anyway, whew. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that picture. But, so the next thing for me is, after I get all of my cards done, all of my horses that are, you know, on here, that I want on here, I start tagging all of them to make sure that they are not, you know, they're not untagged. And I will put, like you guys noticed, you know, like right here, on this line where his name and everything is, I'll put a note off to this side, like, not here yet, or needs tagged, or whatever. I don't know if I've got anything. Yeah, because I've updated everything since then. Yeah, see, I've updated everything since then. This is the only thing here. Okay, so, like, this Celebrian right down here, the biggie, she's not here yet, so whenever she does get here, I will put off to the side, you know, like, instead of not here yet, I'll put, you know, not tagged or needs tagged. And that way, I know that she needs tagged. Now, sometimes I'm really bad about not keeping up with everything, and I should be. But, you know, when you've got some extra time on your hands, then I definitely want to stay, you know, good. Like, up to date on everything. So, anyway. But, so Alorand has not been tagged yet, even though I did tag him, because, you know, I be like that. So when it comes to the tags, girl, so this right here that you're seeing on the page, that is all of these horses that I'm taking. There's going to be probably over 100 that I'm taking, which is really bad for me, because I need, thank God I've got stands that hold them all, because good God. I've got at least 3 tubs this time. But you see kind of down the bottom here, I've got it listed. And so here's all my custom minis. See, here's all my custom minis. Here's all my original finish minis, which I don't have very many this time. I'm kind of getting out of the original finish mini deal and kind of leaning more toward, like, if I like the mini, the original finish, I'll show it, but, like, you know, some of the new ones I'm just kind of like, meh. But the customs, whew. But then, like, here's a little shorter of a list, just because these are all artist resins. And then customs are going to be right here. Those are going to be custom Breyers, customs Peter Stones. And then all of my original finishes, which is kind of what I've been working on lately. So yeah, there's a lot, girl. I'm punishing myself, apparently. So, anywho. But yeah, after that, I'll start tagging these guys. Alorand has not been tagged, quote, quote. So, I'm going to get back here to where you can see me better. So, on the tags here, on certain shows, Madison can vouch for me, you will, like, you put your exhibitor number here, but in the cases of the shows that we go to, you just put, you know, your name, breed, and the gender, and then on the back, you put your initials, and that's how I label my tags. Now, if I go to, you know, Tournament of Champions or Breyer Fest or something like that, you do it differently. you put your exhibitor number and stuff. And then how else do you label them, Madison? Is it exhibitor number and then like your breed or gender? Because I can't remember. I had one here actually that came from Zevras. But I didn't know where I put him. I was going to use that one as an example. But I didn't know where I put him. I try to keep my desk clean, but you know. I'm trying to keep him from getting scratched too. I literally just had that. Anyway, yeah, I can't remember how she did it, but she had like her exhibitor number, and then I think she had her name on the back of it. Anyway, so at Breyer, okay, so Madison says at Breyer shows they give you a number from their own list. The numbers you used at shows like TOC are the regional ones. Okay. And then what else do you put on there? Do you put like the breed and then or the gender or vice versa? Like, or do you just put the number? Because yeah, there's a difference between these guys because you just put, you know, his. Oh, it's upside down. You just put his name, his breed, and his gender on here. And then from there, when you're tagging these guys, I always like to do the foot that is away from the judge, back foot. But in this case, this guy is a really good example. In this case, he's got a back foot that's up, so I'm not going to attach anything from there. Okay. So at TOC, how did you do that then? I'm just trying to get an idea. So instead of using this back hoof, so if the horse is facing you, like here's the table, the back hoof is what I usually do, like this guy right here. A good example would be, so let's do like this little guy here. The back hoof that's on my side would be the one that I would do. If I'm choosing this as the show side, this one would be the one that I would attach to. But in the case of Alaran here, he's got one that's up, and I don't like attaching my stuff. Thank you, Ash. She's just the one I just got in like the other day. So in this case, I don't like attaching them to where they're like this because I've had more of them slip off on me than I feel comfortable with. So what I do from there is I just go ahead and pick the next best one because they're going to have a foot on the ground. And more often than not, okay, so Madison says at Tournament of Champions, it was entrant number, breed, and then gender facing up. So like entrant number, gypsy cob, gelding. And that's how she labeled hers. So that makes sense. I like that. That's pretty easy to do. And they're all different. Like everybody's different, as far as what they do is for shows and stuff. But, so I'm going to put, all these horses are going to have a foot on the ground somewhere. So I put, the next one that I'm going to do is the one that's, I always do it away from the judge. I don't like doing it toward the judge. I don't know why, I just don't. I think somebody somewhere put it that they don't. So anyway, figure it out, Becky. Okay. So I'm just going to use this foot that I'm going to use. And on these guys, they are, in my opinion, they're simple to, I always loop it around and make it like a simple loop. And you guys let me know if I need to slow down. But, oh, now we're all, okay. So you guys, so this is how I tie them to my horse. So you kind of see the loop. Here's the string that's attached to it. So it's, you know, I don't know, it's horizontal to me like this. I don't know how best the way to describe it. I don't know. But I always make a loop. So I put this end right here, the card itself, the paper portion, through the loop and then pull, and you guys can see kind of how I do that. So it just makes like a little tie, I guess. I don't know if that makes any sense. Y'all let me know. I don't know if that made any sense. It's really hard to describe. So you're taking it to where, ooh, now I made a mess. Ah, come on, Becky. Okay, so now you're taking it to where it's like this, so to where you can open it like it's facing away from you, or the face of the card can face away from you. And I just take the card, I make sure that this is wide like this, and I just slip it through, and you've got to make sure that you've got a little loop forming. And it's super easy, you don't have to worry about cutting, tying, gluing, whatever. It just looks like this. And then I'm going to slip it. Yes, and it's super easy. It's just super easy to make. But so I'm gonna put this and I'm gonna slip it over. Whoa, I say that. Hold on, guys, give me a second. His foot's a lot bigger than my loop was, but I'm gonna slip it over his foot and pull, and then now he is labeled. Ta-da! So, like in the case of little horses, this guy isn't the littlest horse. You take one of those and I just double wrap it over the inside foot that's on my like toward me. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. I'm not going to show it to you guys because it'll take forever, but so I just double wrap, especially on, so let's, like one of the ones that I absolutely hate doing anything, hold on, tagging at all. I'm going to try to show you a picture of her. The one that I absolutely hate tagging, period, like at all, is this gal right here, the running thoroughbred mare, because I want to put them on the back feet that are away from me, but I can't because both of them are up in the air practically, or not on the ground. So of course, you know, you got to do the one that's on the ground, but I hate that one because I used to do them on these back 2 feet here, but unfortunately, I learned that because I kept having them slip off, so it's kind of annoying. But anyway, so that is how I tag. That is how I categorize. And then, you know, from there, you can set this guy. He's ready to go. He's got his cards made. He's got his tag. All you need to do is, you know, he's got a little dust on him. Just brush him off. I have seen people with cloths. I have seen people with brushes. It's just kind of whatever fits your, you know, whatever floats your boat. This guy I have a brush, and now he's ready to go. Actually, he's not ready to go. Speaking of, the next order of business that I do, and for me, it depends. Well, okay, I say that. It does not depend. The next order of business that I make sure of is that he has got a good reference photo or good reference information. Now, yeah, he's a gypsy vanner. They're not really common, but they're kind of common. Compared to other breeds of horses. Hold on, guys. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Okay. And we're actually going to use, watch out, chippies. About ran him over again. We're actually going to use a different horse this time, so hold on. Okay, maybe. I've got to double check and make sure I've got stuff for her, though. Hold on. Alright. Give me un momento. Oh my goodness, Chip. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead. The next thing that I would probably do, because I do have everything, I just, you know, store them away in this pony pouch. But, if you've got a horse that has got, oh my God. Ashley, that is not a dumb question, girl. There is no such thing. And Madison, if you want to take that one, go for it. Because I'm struggling here trying to find stuff. But pretty much Ashley's asking if, how we judge the model horses, and that's an awesome question because I'm still learning that myself. There's some really good resources. Select Arcane on YouTube has got some really good resources as far as like a judging 101, how she does it. But pretty much she goes what they call the ABCs. Anatomy, breed, I think the conformation is the C, breed, something. But definitely look her up. She's amazing. But me personally, how we did it on that last show, we did it by, and it kind of differs between live shows. So live shows, you're seeing them in person. You're not seeing them via a photo. But like for photo shows, we kind of do it a little, but you also have to factor in the photo quality. So that was kind of the main fact. But for me, it's breed representation, cleanliness of the model, run number. So like if you're showing this gal compared to a Peter Stone that's glossier and prettier, it just kind of depends. It's like a cattle judge. It just depends on the opinion. But this girl's not a very high run number. If she was up against, say, Hera, and the breed conformation was correct on both of these girls, and they matched, they had the proper, reference or whatever, then Hera would probably go over this girl, because Hera is a run of like, say, 200. No, don't get me lying to you. She's not a very big run. So, yes. Yeah, exactly. That's what Madison said is 100% correct. So if it's got good shading, which in my opinion, this girl does. So she's got some good shading. Let's say that we put her on the table. She's got a bent ear. So if there's another Callista on the table that does not have a bent ear, this girl would get beat. It's like good structured cattle versus bad structured cattle. If this heifer that walks in cannot walk worth a crap, she's got all the other bells and whistles but cannot walk worth a crap, but you have another one that can walk and it has all the other bells and whistles, you're using the one that can walk and has all the bells and whistles versus the one that can't walk but still has the bells and whistles. And you can note that. But that's the thing about the model horse shows. They do not explain their reasonings. Now, judges at cattle shows, they do. They explain their reasonings, but model horse shows, they do not, because we don't have time. It's crazy. So, but if you want to know why your model placed a certain way, or how or why, or, what the judge was thinking, you can always ask them. They're always open for it. They're always amazing at answering those questions. Exactly. And that's the thing with, like, Hera. She's not 100%, I haven't seen her in a bit, but, I don't know if she's in here or not. Give me a second, guys. Dionysus. Okay. So here's Hera, which I'm not saying that she couldn't be shown as something, but let's just say that we're showing her as a Trekiner. And we have got Callista here without her bummed ear. We've got Callista here, and then we've got Hera, which Hera is an Appaloosa. I have not seen a Trekiner with an Appaloosa coat. I could be wrong, but this is just me. Correct me if I'm wrong, Madison. And then we come in with this documentation for Miss Callista here, but there is no documentation for Hera. Then I would probably say Miss Callista would place over Hera. Okay, she's limited to 245. And that's just my opinion, because this would probably be more feasible as a trick-canner, because I've got documentation. I'm not saying that that's correct, because I don't know, I've got the documentation that shows that trick-canners have the little spots, but I'm not 100% confident about that, so that's why she's not getting shown, because I'm still working on that, but, and plus her bum deer. But I would say I would place this gal over Hera, and me personally. Now, let's say that they do have some documentation and they had some, the correct breed and whatnot. Then, yeah, I would place her over this girl any day. Just because she is a limited run, and it's a collectability thing. But that's true. They do judge craftsmanship on some shows, yes. They do workmanship. They call it workmanship. And collectability. They do collectability as well, which Hera would win her collectability class if you put her in a class with this gal, which this gal is, she's limited, but she's not very, very limited. She's not a one-of-a-kind. She is not anything along those lines. Hera is, just because she is a limit of about 245, and she's very, very hard to find. So anyway, here's welcome to TED Talk. I hope I answered that. Let me know if I answered that correctly. But moving on into the Callista deal. So you've got your Callista here, and you're like, okay, what do I want to show her as? Well, her build is 100% more what we call a warm blood than, and I'm not going to go into those. We might go into those later and just talk about them, but I don't know enough about it. Then I don't know enough about it to go. She's a warm blood. She looks like a warm blood. Oh gosh, guys, I don't have anything available for you guys to look at. Watch out, Chief. Shit, I'm gonna run you over again. Okay, hold on. Okay, I do. We're just gonna get old Zevros out here again. The Zeus boy. Okay, so there are obviously different breeds of model horses. If Becky would quit her crap. So this guy, based off of just looking at him, I know that this is a stock horse. I will not show this guy as an Arabian, which an Arabian clearly has different features. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Madison, for answering the questions better than me, too. But this guy is a stock horse, if Becky would figure her crap out. So this guy is obviously a stock horse, and because he's built thicker, he's got more muscle shape, or different kinds of muscle, I should say. But he's a thick boy. He is what you would consider quarter horse, paint horse, Appaloosa. There's other stock as well, but that's a little fishier compared to, the clear-cut Appaloosas, clear-cut paint horses, clear-cut quarter horses. So he's a quarter horse. He's built like a stock horse. He got the booty. He got the gaskins. He's got all sorts of... He's just built. This girl is built more athletically and is a little thinner made than this guy. So she would be considered something along the lines of a sport breed or a lighter breed, but she is not an Arabian. Arabian breed, like the lighter breeds are like your Arabians, am I right? Like the ones that are in the Middle East. Sport breeds would be more like your thoroughbreds, standard breds. You can't forget about your gateds. But anyway, that gets into some other things. Yeah. So to me, she looks more like a sport breed or a warm blood. So a warm blood is, they've got their own thing because they're pretty big. But she's kind of along those lines just because the way she's built, the way, like the horses that I've looked at, pretty much, and Breyer kind of knows their stuff as well, so they'll label it. They're not going to label her as a quarter horse, because she's not. She's just not built as a stock horse. Number one, she's not as long necked. She's not as short in her face, short and square in her face like a quarter horse would be. She's a little longer. She's a little thicker up in that front end. And then plus she's more athletic in her build. She's like, let's think of this way, a bodybuilder versus a swimmer. They're going to have different types of muscles. Yes. And so Madison made a good point. Arabians, you can tell an Arabian because they have got crazy sets through their tails, y'all. I see some of those Peter Stone horses, the factory customs that have their tail dropped. That's a big no for me. I want one, but not now, because I'm like, ooh, no. Because that does not, no. That Arabian should have a high tail set. But anyway, I get going on tangents. Anyhow, hi, I'm looking at my TED Talk. So she's built a little bit more athletic than a bodybuilder. So let's say Zev Ross is a bodybuilder. This girl is a swimmer or a track star. But mostly, she's going to be a dancer. Let's call her that, because she is a dressage, or a warm blood, which is mostly used for dressage, which is kind of like a pretty dance. Give me a second. So, in my opinion, she would be more on the dressage field than she would anything else. So, I'm trying to get her, but anyway, so from there we go. From there, you've got kind of a limited, like you've got your breed options limited. The reason I went with Trakehner is because warm bloods tend to be pretty popular and pretty crazy. And so there's a lot of people who enter those, and I was kind of wanting to steer away from that. So I thought of other breeds, and there is what we call the North American Model Horse Show Association crossbreed reference list. That is pretty much all of the breeds that are allowed to show, or that they, often refer to, I should say, and model horse shows if they are NAN qualifying. So, which means the the National Society of the Model Horse deal. That's what they consider as a breed. Trakehners are on there. And so I thought, you know what? That's part of the fun. As Madison said, it is part of the fun. About diving in and finding breeds. So we go and I start looking up Trakehners with spots, because she has obviously got a paint spot here, a couple of paint spots. I would say this one is a Sabino, because that's a type of paint. But there are there's other types of paint markings. Now, not necessarily paint horses, but paint markings. This is a Sabino, I want to say, because most of the Sabinos tend to be down here on this lower level. Now, if she had them all over, but she had more solid, that would be an Overo. More white across here would be a Tobiano. A splash would be like right here, white and solid, and then kind of funky face, bald face, whatever. But she's more Sabino. So, from there, I start looking up photos and doing research. And then you kind of end up with something like this. This is my reference page for her. Madison does a better job, but I've got, I just work on these whenever I can. But hers are prettier to look at than mine. So, if you look at her, and then you see this guy over in the corner right here, I kind of think that's a pretty decent comparison, because he's got the same white feet and everything like that. But you got to make sure whenever you're looking up a breed that you find one that is the pictures for sure, but make sure that's the actual breed that's in the picture, but make sure it matches too. Sometimes you can't help it, and you got to find one, that is the breed. It's got a similar color, but it's not 100%. But most often than not, it is better to find one that is this like exact same color. A good example of that would be, let me see here. Okay, so nope, that's not a good one. Okay, so you guys remember the Mare and Foal set? Thank you, ma'am. I know we had that discussion about that too. I'm going to wrap up here in a little bit, guys. This is probably going to be the end of what I'm talking about. But you guys remember the Marin Foal set from Breyer Fest this year. I'm going to show her as an Australian stock horse. She would get thrown into other stock. Now, some of the other stock doesn't necessarily mean that they are 100%, like they are stock breed. There are stock breeds because that's what is identified or recognized by, the NAMSA, what we call them, NAMSA. But sometimes people don't use the proper model for an Australian stock horse. So I've started kind of doing a little bit more research. I'm going to show her as an Australian stock horse because to me she kind of fits that mold a little bit. Let me get to what she looks like here. Let's see, her name is Tiger Lily. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm sniffing in your faces again. Oh, is it the Mustang mare? Is that what she's called? I can't remember. Nope. Okay, well, there's the foal. I can't remember what she's called, but anyway. So she is like a Mustang mare. Oh my gosh, there we go. Cantering Mustang mare. Whew. Okay, so here she is in all of her glory. And then this is what I'm going to show her as. And you notice that I kind of kept the same color. Google is your best friend. I mean, I love Google. But I kept the same color. But to me, she's not as stocky as like a quarter horse. She is more, she's a little thinner. She's a little bit more athletic in her build. And that's kind of what a lot of people have started saying about an Australian stock horse, is that they're more athletic in their build. They're not as powerful as a quarter horse. Yeah, she is awesome glossy. She's pretty much one of the only ones that I kept from the Breyer Fest haul. But yeah, she's very like, she's narrower made. I don't know, these guys don't necessarily have the feathering. Yes, and that's another thing too, is I've seen a lot of people do that. But I'm going to try her as an Australian stock horse because the Blue Roan, Tiger Lily herself, she did well for me in the stock horse deal. So I'm going to try her. But if she doesn't, I will definitely take you up on that offer, Madison, and see if I can find a good reference for that. But anywho, and Madison does make a good point. Like I said, these don't have the feathering, and they might not like that too much, and she might not do well. But it won't hurt to try. And the worst that could happen is a judge be like, I don't like that here. Try it somewhere else. Because I've had that happen to me too. And I bet Madison, I bet both of us have had it. Yes. Oh yeah, 100% Ash. Yeah, I definitely, I know Madison, when I first met Madison, actually, she had a big table full of sale horses, and ended up buying quite a bit from her. And it's definitely common because there's a lot of people, I'm always on the lookout for a new horse. It is common to just, because I don't know if I'm going to have a setup or not. I might. I don't know if I'm going to have enough room. But it's always common. Yeah. And it's a good place to swap and trade and everything like that. Yeah. Really? I didn't know that. Yeah, at Mid-Kansas and INL, you can definitely sell for sure. So anyway, yeah, just make sure that your references are good. And what I do is, once I get that done, I print them out, I cut them out, and I put them in those little half, I don't know if I've got one or not. Oh, here we go. Here's one. So I put them in these little, like, you can get them off Amazon. They're just half sheets. This has got a whatever this is on it. I think I set a drink on it, and that's why it's not getting used. But yeah, you just put them. I put them in these little half sheets, and they're laminated. I'm gonna try to get a laminator and start laminating my own stuff, so I don't have to do these. Because sometimes these take up more space than I really want, and it's all about making sure that you don't make it hard for everybody else. So yeah, that's kind of live show prep ish. Excuse me. Means I'm trying to think of anything else that I missed, guys. Any other questions? From there, whenever you're ready and you got all your stuff, you set them on the table. You brush her off. Make sure she's got her card. Make sure she's got her tag on her. And make sure she's got a reference sheet if she needs it. Make sure she's in the right class. And then you just leave her alone. Brush her, give her a good brushing. And then go. And don't get in the way of the judge. And don't bug the judge. But yeah, if you guys can think of anything else, let me know. Because I think that's all I've got for now. I gotta go cook dinner. Boop-a-doop. Yes, yeah. I can't remember. I don't know. I don't think the one that I've got. They were the half sheets, but I don't think they were super expensive. Also, I love me some French onion dip with some chips. Ooh, girl. I feel like Becky's like dirty now because I keep picking on her. Come here. Or wipe your face off, girl. Now she's gonna be all like me. See, some people talk about their autofocus on their... There we go. Yeah, that would be awesome, Ash, if you could do that. That'd be great. But yeah, trying to think. Next week I'll try to do my childhood collection via my phone. It'll be via my phone. So, but that's it. That's all I've got, guys. I really thank you guys, like, from the bottom of my heart for being as supportive as you guys are. You guys are awesome. Keep up the good work. I enjoy talking with you guys and connecting with you guys. And yep, you guys just make me feel special. Thank you. And I'm glad that you guys like this as much as you guys do, because it makes me happy. It gives me something to look forward to. Do not forget that Ash and I are going to try to go and do some gaming stuff later on. I would absolutely love you. Thank you, ma'am. I would absolutely love to have you guys over on the gaming channel, and follow Ash if you want to. She's awesome. I don't know. Do you have a YouTube, or is it just Twitch? Yeah, I'm gonna try to go live, probably on YouTube if it works for y'all. And then just do some games, because we've got one that we want to work with, that we want to do. And it's a building game, but it's also got a horror element to it. So it's going to be pretty fun. It's kind of nasty, but I think you guys would like it, especially us trying to figure out how to fight them off. So yeah, anyway, that's all I've got today, guys. I really thank you all for tuning in, and I will hopefully see you guys next week. But yeah, love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later. So, bye.